What's really going to help crypto pump? That is the topic of discussion in this video, guys. And I just got off a phone call with a good friend of mine. And usually, it's right after these meetings that I have or phone calls that I have that sparks my interest to make a video like this. Because I think a lot of people right now are sitting there thinking, man, what's going on with crypto? It feels really weird right now. It feels like we're not going anywhere, but we have all these great things coming and all these good things happening. And I think that's exactly right. I mean, we have a lot of things coming down the pike, but we're waiting for some of these things to really come to fruition. And one of the things that was discussed yesterday with David Sachs and everybody else who was there at that meeting yesterday, while I wish I would have got, we would have got a little bit more insight, the one big thing that's discussed, and I think one of the big things we have to be on the lookout for is a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And I'm not going to just sit here and tell you a Bitcoin strategic reserve is going to pump crypto to the moon. I want to tell you why. I want to tell you what exactly this would do. And there's a lot to unpack here. This video is not going to be crazy long, but make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button down there. And I like making these videos sometimes, going away from the charts, but giving you guys my thoughts and my breakdowns, because when I have these, what I like to call epiphanies, I like to just put it out there and get your guys' thoughts, get your opinions. And so we do a ton of different stuff here on the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed. But a Bitcoin strategic reserve, I think, would likely have a huge impact on Bitcoin's price, both in the short term and in the long term. And I want to tell you about exactly how this could happen and what could happen because of a Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? Like what is that like cascade effect? What else could happen? So I think we'd get an immediate price pump on the news. And by the way, I do think we're probably 5 to 6 months out. That is my guess right now, based on the information we have from getting a Bitcoin strategic reserve in the United States. But I think when we get that, Bitcoin, this is going to signal, oh my gosh, supply shock. Here we go. You've got to get in right now. And I think we'd get an immediate surge. Okay. But what it would do to the sentiment, I think, is big. And not just the sentiment from retail investors, let's say in the United States. I think that's, you know, obvious. But the sentiment around the world. And I think that's really what I want to focus on, because that's where I think it could have a longer term impact that creates a big, big opportunity. So, what I think will happen, and I think it's already starting to happen with the United States saying that they're going to get a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Just today, guys, take a look at this. Let me share my screen here for a second. We know that the United States is working on this. Well, look at the news we got out here today. Hong Kong legislator has called for an accelerated study into the feasibility of establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the region, alongside seeking China's support for stablecoin pilots and expanding token trading on licensed platforms. This initiative aligns with broader efforts in Asia to explore digital currencies and their integration into national and regional economic strategies. This is really what we need. We need America to come in and be first, okay? Because this will create a cascade effects for other governments, countries, states to also create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And this, in the end, is what really creates a supply shock, an increased demand, a demand and a supply shock at the same time. Yes, you'll have institutional FOMO. You'll have Bitcoin essentially acting as a global reserve asset for the entire world. There will be 100% regulatory clarity. I mean, this would solidify it. A government held reserve, we're going to have clear regulations. Okay. And a lot of the institutional investors who aren't here yet, that's what they're waiting on. And in the end, this increases mainstream adoption. It allows everybody to get on board, right? Everybody to get on board. So there's no doubt in my mind a Bitcoin strategic reserve would be bullish for Bitcoin. I guess my focus right now is what else could send crypto higher? Like what else could bring retail back into the game? I think news like this could help. But in the end, it's really going to come down to the economy, inflation, interest rates. If you go back to 2021, people had money, or at least they had the illusion that they had money. because governments were printing it. Excuse me. Governments were printing the hell out of it. And it was really a retail-driven bull market. This go around has been different. It's driven by the institutions. In order to get retail back, we have to bring the prices down of milk and eggs and all of that. So I'm still under the camp that this is a great opportunity. It might just take a little bit longer than expected to really get us into a full-fledged bull cycle. And I'm willing to wait, obviously, right? And things change, right? But I think the focal point right now is a Bitcoin strategic reserve when it comes to the United States. They made that very clear yesterday. That is their first priority. And I think with that comes regulatory clarity. And then the next thing is this whole sovereign wealth fund. Will they have a crypto stockpile, if you will? That to me is further down the line. So first and foremost, it starts with Bitcoin, because we know a Bitcoin strategic reserve would not only be good for Bitcoin, it's going to be good for the entire market. That is going to get all eyes on crypto. So I just wanted to kind of talk at you guys a little bit on a day where, Bitcoin's coming down a little bit. People are, maybe a little bit, wondering what the hell's going on. Ethereum is performing pretty well today against Bitcoin. Ethereum trying to make a nice push here, actually. And you look at the 7-day chart, it's actually done a really nice recovery. ETH dipped down here pretty far, all the way down to like 2,200, 2,300. We have been on a nice little uptick since then. And I'm very, very interested to see Ethereum back up here at 3,500 again very, very soon. I think it's going to come sooner than later. And there's a reason why a lot of people are stacking Ethereum right now. And I do think it's very, very undervalued. I know it has a lot of issues. People like to talk smack, but I think it's a great opportunity still, along with many of the other layer ones. But guys, that's all I got for you in this video. I appreciate you all for watching. Appreciate you all for hanging out. Real quick before we get up on out of here, though, if you guys want to come trade with me over at BTCC, there's a link down below. Great perks, 10% deposit bonus on top of anything over $500. And then we're running an amazing special right now with my trading indicator. If you want to get out ahead of this market, be ready when it pops. Well, XT Algo is a thing that you can do right now to get yourself prepared. And we are running a crazy discount, 32% off forever. Forever. Use code XTLOVE from now until Valentine's Day. This discount will not last. It's because I'm feeling the love. It's Valentine's Day coming up, and I want to give back to all of you guys who support the channel. So make sure you are subscribed. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. And I appreciate you all for watching the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.